our channel, ladies and gentlemen. As I do this video, the Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu is actually trending at #1. And this is because of a series of happenings that have taken place for about 2 weeks. Some 2 weeks ago, Madam Suluhu actually mocked our government, and to an extent, she mocked William Ruto. This is exactly what she said. We actually had a rampant of blackouts in the country, and one that hit the international attention was that in JKIA, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. And Madam Suluhu took an opportunity, and this is what she said. Kumbe majirani zetu hawana unga wala stima, wanaongea tu Kiingereza kwa giza. Of course, some of the Kenya Kwanza apologists did not take this lightly, and they have always called on Madam Suluhu, and they thought that she was disrespectful to our government. Now, they also have their challenges, and it's reported that they have also had some blackouts in the country. And today, something interesting was reported. President Samia sacks entire electricity board over persistent blackouts. And to see what caught my attention is that the Kenya Kwanza team were very happy. In fact, they're over Twitter, and they're saying that Suluhu was mocking us, yet they also have their problems. They also have rampant blackouts. And I want us to demystify something, because we are missing the point. We want to run away from the main thing here. If you ask me, Suluhu has exposed William Ruto, because even NTV is reporting that in a recent and significant move, President Samia Suluhu Hassan dissolved the Tanzanian Electric Supply Company board of directors amidst growing public discontent over frequent power rationing. The first thing that we notice is that there was a growing concern. People were making noise about this. The same way we make noise about our problems, we make noise about blackouts. Now, Madam Suluhu is brave enough to dissolve the entire board. I want us to look at the picture that you see on your screen. You will realize that #1, the stuff that you see there come from one particular tribe. Davis Chirchir is the Energy and Petroleum Cabinet Secretary from the Kalenjin Nation. Joe Sang is the MD, Kenya Pipeline, another person from Ruto's area. Joseph Siror is the CEO of Kenya Power, at the center of these blackouts, again from Rift Valley. Then Daniel Kipto is the Director General, IPRA, the people who keep on increasing the prices of petrol. So you will realize that our problem starts with, do I call it tribalism? Because we cannot have an entire docket that is being manned by Kenyans from a particular region. In fact, someone was saying that when these people meet for a meeting, they will be speaking their Kalenjin language, their native language. They won't even be speaking in the official language. I'm not sure about the board that was managing the Tanzanian electricity, but I can guess from the steps that Suluhu has taken, they were not from one region or one tribe. After making a lot of noise, and I will tell you why Suluhu was mocking Kenyans, it was not just out of coincidence. It is because, one, when there was blackout in our international airport, instead of owning up, we were told by Murkomen that it is because of a faulty generators that were purchased by the previous regime. So number one, you will realize that while Madam Suluhu is facing head-on their problems and she dissolves the entire board, ours is to perpetuate the blame game. we are still calling Uhuru's name, notwithstanding the fact that the generators had been working for the period that Uhuru was in power. So they only became faulty when Murkomen took over. And this is why the president of Tanzania was mocking us. Number two, Davis Chirchir, because I mentioned to you the people who are manning that area. When Tanzania reduced the prices of the petroleum products that was being dictated by the global prices, and in Tanzania it was being reduced, in Kenya, Davis Chirchir was telling us to prepare for an increment of the prices, something that really elicited a lot of emotions. And so when Madam Suluhu was mocking Kenyans, it was not as a result of disrespect, but the way we handle and deal with our problems. Today, if you tell Ruto to sack any of these people, I can assure you that he cannot. Davis Chirchir is a man at the center of very many problems. He is at the center of the G2G deal that Okiya Mutata and Raila Amolo Odinga revealed recently that pocketed a lot of money. And you see, as a member of East Africa, Kenya sits at the center because it is the gateway to most of these countries, and they follow very closely what is happening. So in Tanzania, they were reading how, apart from inflating prices in the G2G deal, they were also telling us to expect increment of prices while the other global prices were going down. That was not enough. Madam Suluhu watched very closely as Museveni was complaining and actually ditched our market and sought for an alternative in Dar es Salaam, because Museveni was complaining of bureaucracy and many middlemen within this deal that really made him buy our oil at exorbitant prices. Later, in that very shocking dossier, Raila revealed that the middlemen that were causing a lot of bureaucracy were actually government officials that were benefiting. A lot of corruption. I've painted for you a picture of maybe the reasons why Madam Suluhu mocked us. The main thing that we should be discussing is, as they were reducing their prices, we wanted to increase our prices. Now, as the Tanzanian government dissolves the entire board because of electric problems, we want to pretend that we are mocking them instead of now asking William Ruto to do the same. We can follow suit. Have you seen the way our president carries himself when he is before the Western nations? The other day, he was making a keynote speech at the European Parliament, and they gave him a standing ovation. And needless to say, because this is something that it's in public domain, that after that speech, after giving him a standing ovation, they voted against what William Ruto was advocating for. The whole of the European Union, the United Kingdom, and the USA voted against what William Ruto was talking about. And William Ruto is a new kid in the block. He found Madam Suluhu there, he found Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. But his dalliance with the international community is really worrying the other nations. He even ditched them when he was signing a trade deal that we always have a culture of signing as EAC, East African Community. Whenever we sign deals, we always sign trade deals together with the European Union and the UK and all that. This time round, he ditched them and he decided to do it alone. While Uganda passed the LGBTQ, the anti-gay law that carries a maximum of 20 years and even a life sentence, because Yoweri wanted to preserve the African culture, we allowed the LGBTQ through the back door, because William Ruto, is working under the guise of a Christian, and he does not want to go head on at loggerheads with the church and the clergy. He decided to allow LGBTQ through the courts, our judiciary. When the East African and of course the African countries look at William Ruto speaking a lot of English and try to endear himself to the international community, anajipendekeza. I mean, such sentiments would always come forth, because you know Kenya has always carried itself above the other East African countries in terms of economy and all this. In fact, when Uhuru left us, we were at a position where we were respected. Even our economy was much better. Even now, I don't know whether our shillings is still higher than theirs, because things are getting tougher today. And we were really respected socially and even economically. But look at what has happened recently. Within the first 1 year that William Ruto took over office, we have gone at loggerheads with Uganda, with Sudan. Remember when William Ruto wanted to go and try and broke a peace deal between the warring parties in Sudan. One of the parties rejected him, accusing him of being partisan. Recently, Murkomen himself was calling the Rwandan president a dictator, and he was saying that Rwanda operates under autocracy, and those sentiments did not go down well with that country. You all know that a few days ago, the Congolese rebels came and announced in Nairobi, the capital city of our nation, that they were forming the Congo River, the Congo River Party that involved some, in fact, M23, a rebel group that has really caused mayhem and havoc in that country. They were part of this deal that was launched in Nairobi, and Felix Tshisekedi was not very happy, and they even called our ambassador to Congo to explain, and he recalled the Congolese ambassador to Nairobi because he was not very happy by the way William Ruto is handling things. And so, ladies and gentlemen, those people who are going to social media and they want to pretend that they are laughing at Tanzania and Madam Suluhu has made a very bold decision, something that William Ruto cannot touch any member of his tribe. Instead, he will be going to jail to acquit those who have been jailed. Recently, you know how the Aror and Kimarer case ended, and it ended when the judge that was handling that case said that the DPP did not want that case to go on, and he sabotaged that case. And William Ruto told us during the joint media questioning that he had a position from the word go that this case was a fallacy and it could not go on. So we cannot compare ourselves to Tanzania in any of the governance aspects. And I dare submit to you that Madam Suluhu has cooled our president, and we can only but emulate what she's doing if we have to move on